Oh, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another week of following this little yellow house down some of the prettiest roads in America. Now, as you can see, guys, we've got quite the mess on our hands right now. So this week is more about getting this thing prepared for lots and lots of new adventures. We have made our way back to Warrior, Alabama, the birthplace of the Love Hut, and are making a whole lot of repairs along with some pretty cool upgrades. You guys stay tuned. This is going to be a really, really cool week.
Boy, it's a wreck in here, but we're moving forward. If you were with us at the end of last week, you saw I finalized getting all of this installed, and I'm going to be altering it as this week goes on because I'm going to be covering all of this week as well. We're going to be putting a couch in that wraps around, and we're going to be bringing this countertop in this way, all in an effort to cover up all of this and all of this, which is our clothing storage. Let's see if we can make it pretty, y'all. I bet we can. One of the many advantages of doing this work at this location is there's a stockpile of my useful garbage, as I'll call it today. And some of that is this angle iron here. Now, we used this originally to support the roof of the Love Hut. We had already built it and it was just bowing way too much. So we put these steel beams inside. Now, I had a bunch of leftover because I had to buy a ton of it because I can't weld, which means I'm making a couch frame out of it today. This is the strongest and most lightweight way I can think of doing this. Let's see if it'll work. Well, as you can see behind me, that pile is getting bigger and bigger. All that stuff is what's being thrown in the dumpster before we leave. This big pile of wood will be burnt as well. We are doing our best to lighten the load on our big friend here. We'll get some more done tomorrow. Obviously, that sun is gone, and so is my energy. Well, good morning and welcome to another chaos-filled day inside the Love Hut. It's a wreck in here, and I am working my hardest to get things moving along. This morning I started building out this framework because this is going to hold this steel frame that I built yesterday, and we're going to be putting webbing across it, and that's all that's going to hold the cushion up. From our experience, that creates the most comfortable sitting situation that we can dream up. Let's see what more we can do. Oh, it's getting full in here. It's kind of hard to push in with one hand with all them tools in it. This here is going to be a storage area. And the reason it's built like this is because it's just braced with these 4 screws up at the top, and it's a box because it's hanging over all of my electronic components, and I want to be able to get this thing out of here easy. So it's just a couple screws on top. It's not ideal, but we're going to be able to put a lot of storage under here and get it out of there very easily by just pulling the box out to work on the electronics. I'm using all my imagination on this one, y'all. Another one of the many facets of this project is working on our toilet box. We built this thing years ago out in Nevada, and it's done an okay job for many years. I'm doing some touch-ups on it because we have a 12-volt fan that we use, and they tend to burn out. They just run up on a little USB plug, so I'm making it easier to change them out. I'm also utilizing a vacuum cleaner hose for the vent fan versus previously I used a dryer vent, and it was just too big and the wrong material. It was just a bad idea. So hopefully this one works better. Let's see if it works for tonight. We're gonna make it pretty as well. It's not quite pretty yet. Well, I got it squeezed in there, and I have the fan running. I have it running off my battery pack here because I've got to run a cable from over here to run this USB port. It also needs a little sanding and loving before it's done, but it's functional for tonight. Just like everything else in here. It'll look different tomorrow. It has to.
We are back at it again, working on our new couch. What are you doing over there, Shane?
I am using paracord to create a couch. So we utilize this angle iron as we talked about earlier, and we've created a really strong structure. And when I put this paracord in and we put a padding on top of it, it'll create a nice sinking sensation instead of the hard bottom couches we also often build inside of nomadic rigs.
Oh, I can't wait for my first nap on this thing.
Me neither. I almost can lay on it.
Almost. I can.
Well, it's starting to come to shape. This is very functional, and it's going to operate like this so that I can gain access to this hole back here, because I'm going to start keeping clothing back here as well as in these drawers. We're out of plywood though, so off we go to town. Fortunately, neighbor Richard let me borrow his truck, and this is going to be much easier than moving the love hut. How's it fit?
Nice.
Your feet still don't touch the floor.
Yeah, and this foam is an inch thicker than the foam that we're going to be using, but that's further than an inch. I think we still need a footrest. It's very comfy though. I think this is going to work well. Well done, Shane.
Thanks. Don't tell Biggin I'm driving a Ford, he'll be angry. Well, with my newly acquired plywood, I was able to do some work here on the toilet, and I added in a second shelf into that little storage area there, and it goes all the way to the back, so that's quite a significant amount of storage, and every bit counts. This part here will be just for wood chips, and it has a hole here in the bottom, so if you sweep it out, it comes out here on the floor, which is important because those wood chips are a nightmare. We've also managed to work in a little storage facility here, and then this will be another compartment, and hopefully this is our new trash can. I'll explain why it's so little tomorrow. But for now, it's good and dark outside, and Kelsey is somewhere cooking dinner, and I'm gonna go find it. I hear there's boudin balls to eat tonight. I also wanted to show you guys, we stopped and bought material today, and if you notice, there's a faint paisley pattern to this white cloth, and that's actually what's up here. We were able to find the cloth that we used 5 years ago. This has received a lot of stains and moisture over the years, so we're gonna be tearing it down and refinishing all the white that's left, particularly up in our bedroom. When we went through Hurricane Helene, we took on a lot of water up there through our little skylight, so we need to get that repaired as well. And we also picked up this super awesome pleather, and we're going to be using it to make a backrest on our new couch that we're building. Oh, so much today. So much more tomorrow, y'all. So much more tomorrow.
All right, guys. We got to make some progress on all of this today. We are so very close to completion.
Oh, now you're saying it instead of me.
At least with this section. So,
I'm almost done, Kelsey.
yeah. Fun fact, though. We really need to get done with this section of the house, because the next upgrade that we are doing requires that side of the house largely coming apart as well. How you doing over there, big guy?
Moving along. I'm gonna need more Mountain Dews. You know, we picked up some flooring for this house yesterday, which has unleashed an animal. I have not given one shit about this floor at all today, but look at what I built. This used to just be one big box that we cram stuff in, and we have tried to utilize this space the best we can. So underneath this wood top here is our toilet. And then we have wood chip storage there over to the side. And then both of these pockets are quite large as well. The design changed several times today, and I think we ended up with something quite beautiful. Now let's tear some more shit apart.
Hey, mister.
Hello.
It's very, very dark outside. I think it's time to
very
call it a
dark.
night.
The winter solstice approaches us, my friend. It's not very late. It's like 6:30.
Yeah. I say when the sun is done, you're done. That's a very, very pretty box that you built today, though.
Well, thank you, man. I hope you enjoy pooping in it.
I will. Let's make some dinner. Oh, good morning, everyone. That sander started early this morning. Shane is hard at work finishing up his masterpiece from yesterday, which means it's about time for me to get to play with some fire and stain, making this thing even more beautiful than it already is. Our cushion is coming for the couch either today or tomorrow. I checked and it is very, very close to us right now. So hopefully it will get here today. And Shane is moving on to tying this area in. Oh, we are so, so very close to my house being put back together, guys. And it's going to be better than ever.
Can I get back to sanding yet?
No one asked you to stop.
We have lots of sanding to do, and I'm sure everyone on there is very grateful that I stopped. So now that I have these both charred, we're left with a shiny surface, which is neat and all, but that's not what we're going for. So what I'll do next is I knock all this down with my orbital sander, and then when we stain it, because we did this, it's going to add dimension to the stain work. So it's going to look like there's more than one color. It'll look like there's shading. It'll turn out really pretty. Yo, hang on. This gets better. Now, as you can see, once I use coarse sandpaper, it really blurs the lines between, you can see a stark difference between the light and the dark, which normally this is the dark on the plywood and this is the light. So when you do this, it changes the grain. Now that they're blurred together, when we add stain, it'll create a nice transition anywhere that there's blurring. Oh, this is gonna be pretty. Well, I'd say that sun is gone, and I'm almost out of time to clean up outside. I've been sitting here for quite a while. I've managed to get all this boxed off to keep the electronics protected, and we're going to be able to store 2 of our jerry cans where my feet are. I've also went ahead and ripped out all of the plumbing and redid all the fittings because it was a garbage pile, to say the least. But now we've got everything where it's going to flow nicely. I think it's time to go find some dinner. Apparently Kelsey's cooking spaghetti.
Good morning, guys. We are hard at work again early this morning. Shane is down here working on our plumbing and this countertop and extra seating that he's building in. I think he's going to get a lot of storage down there, and I'm pretty excited about what he's working on. This couch should be completed today. We have our fingers crossed. We think that the cushion is going to arrive rather soon. I am keeping my eyes up here on the ceiling. So, guys, originally, when we built the Love Hut, we decided to cut down on weight by using cloth ceiling. Now, it's worked out really well for us, but over 5 years has gotten quite dingy. Our water damage over here from Helene was the final straw, and it's definitely time to replace it. Downstairs, quite a bit of it has already been replaced, but all of it is going away today and being replaced by the exact same fabric. I was so excited to find a match because I've always really, really loved this pattern. It's the subtle things, y'all.
Well, it certainly has not been a day of finality, but we have done a lot of progressive things today. We've got a lot of storage built in, all of it being in mind that at any point I need to access this electrical. All of this cabinetry has to come out rather simply, so a lot of thought has went into every screw placement and board placement to make sure that it's all disassemblable and I can put it back together. We changed the dynamic of this little stool today. We also finished up things along this couch, so our mattress came in that's going to be going here. And we even got the toilet all finished up. We utilized some cigar boxes here that our friend Kirk gave us. And they've been anchored to the cabinetry, so it's a place for me to throw my pocket change and drill bits and what have yous at the end of the evening. We'll get some more done tomorrow, I promise. We have to. We're running out of time here.
Hey, is it comfortable?
It is comfortable. This is gonna work. It still needs a back though. We're not to comfort yet. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Very, very close. Oh boy, I'm excited about this. Let me come join you on the couch, Shane.
Fancy.
Fancy
Very
indeed.
fancy.
It's a good way to end the night.
Why, Miss Kelsey serenades me this morning. I'm getting back to work on the Love Hut. Now, I've torn this back apart because it's important that this part here remains accessible. As you can see, we still have access to all of the electronics. I'm going to be finalizing this whole area today. Hopefully we get all this wrapped up so this side of the house looks beautiful again. I'm tired of this chaos, and I bet y'all are too. Let's see when we get done today. We're on to the fun part, and that's staining tiny little pieces of wood with random cuts. They always look so silly when they're outside of the rig. But things are coming together in here, y'all. We can't leave behind some iconic artwork. I'm building everything we love back into the Love Hut and getting rid of all the garbage. Let's keep going. We're almost out of daylight, y'all. I don't know if I'm gonna get finished or not. Our pile of garbage outside continues to grow. Our pile of things that are coming with us continues to shrink. And this continues to look better and better. I'm gonna go find some dinner and come back and do a little bit more. Well, with Kelsey's help, we got this place all cleaned up and looking as good as it's going to look for the week.
Yeah, we're obviously not finishing this remodel this week, guys.
No.
We're close though, very close. And next week we'll finish it up and get back on the road to all of those adventures that we built this thing for.
I want to tell each and every one of you, thank you for watching this week and all the other weeks that you unquestionably have watched. And if you're new to the channel, boy, if you got some homework to do, there's hours, days of videos for you to go back and enjoy.
That's right, guys. If you haven't already done so, be sure and hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, and comment below so that we know to be grateful for you. We'll see you next week. Peace out. Have a good one.
Bye, y'all.